Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Scubar, coach of the Jellicent Jams, back here with week 4 of the Beast Ball Draft League. This week is the inter-conference week, meaning since the Jellicent Jams are in the Scarlet Conference, we will be playing someone from the Violet Conference. The pick was just random, just a spin of the wheel, so nothing like ranking or play schedule affects it and everything. We are heading into this week with a record of 2-1 after our unfortunate loss to Coach Purple last week. Well played, Coach Purple. Just a quick rundown of the team. The team in general is again Qianpao, Arcanine Hisui, Dragonite, Sylveon, Corviknight, Gastrodon, Gallade, Serena, Electrode, Hisui, and our newest pickup from last week, Berserker. This week, we are playing Coach Lalo from the Violet Conference, coach of the Los Angeles Gravelers, and they have a team consisting of Gholdengo, Iron Hands, Murkrow, Brute Bonnet, Gothitelle, Klefki, Colossal, Azumarill, Salazzle, and Bruxish. So I'm just going to take this time to go over my thoughts, how I prepared for the team, and then we'll hop right into the battle. So going back to Coach Lalo's team, the first thing I noticed is, there's a couple things I noticed. First of all, double priority between Murkrow and Klefki. We got another Azumarill again from last week. If you saw last week's video, Azumarill was a little bit of a problem. And then we've also got the good old Bruxish Colossal, the same strategy that Coach YK VGC brought against us in week 2. So now I brought a little special strategy for that. And I mean, yeah, Gholdengo, Iron Hands, Murkrow are definitely a solid top 3 that are going to be scary to prep with. The first thing I noticed is there's a pretty large ground type weakness, with Brute Bonnet being the only resist and Murkrow being the only immunity. So outside of a Terra Flying or an Air Balloon, a recognized ground was going to be very effective this week. Moving along into the team, this week we decided to bring Qianpao, Arcanine Hisui, a special Dragonite I'm going to touch into in a bit. Like I said, we needed a ground type, so of course East Coast Gastrodon is coming. Making her first appearance this week, I would like to welcome Serena with the Queenly Majesty ability. And then coming back after a relatively poor performance last week, we have Gallade. I don't think that was on Gallade. I think Gallade did what Gallade was supposed to do. It was a coaching error on my behalf. I think I used Gallade poorly, so I sat down with Gallade and really talked about his strengths with him and how to more properly utilize him this week. So, moving into the team, it's a standard Qianpao. Nothing too crazy. I didn't feel like I needed Sacred Sword this week. Sacred Sword would only be hitting the Bonnet, so I went with Crunch for the Gholdengo and the Gothitelle. Focus Sash, pretty much is always going to be Focus Sash. Then moving along, I wanted Arcanine's got a really good type matchup this week. Gave him the Life Orb as well. He can't punish my Intimidate, no competitive, defiant, or anything. And I'm done with Rock Smash and everything, just after how much I've been missing it, so I went with Rock Slide, a little bit more reliable, also the flinch chance. I was debating on giving Arcanine Protect this week, and then I thought about last week and how much I just didn't use Protect and how much more of a hyper offense team this is. So I ended up deciding to go with Will-O-Wisp to burn especially the Iron Hands. That'll definitely negate its damage. And then a fun little tech I threw on this week, Psychic Fangs. So Psychic Fangs would only hit the Iron Hands and the Salazzle super effectively, but the real reason it's here is for the Klefki. It's for screens. Because for those who don't know, Psychic Fangs breaks screens. So that's why we threw that on there, just in case they get the screens up and everything. We could negate those 2 turns. Moving along to Dragonite. This is a little bit of a special Dragonite, very much more supportive, bulky Dragonite. And the reason Dragonite is going to come is for Brux's Colossal. So I was thinking about how to prep for Brux's Colossal. And I was just like, man, Haze just really shuts it down. And the only mons who get Haze on my team are Chanpao. And I saw that Dragonite gets Haze as it's a new TM from the DLC. So that interests me a little bit. And then Murkrow is going to be setting up Tailwind so we can match the Tailwinds. Just Stomping Tantrum and Terra Ground as a strong offensive type again. With the Charty Value and the Multiscale, Dragonite's just coming if really there's the Brux's Colossal. We have a relatively strong speed tiers this week, and the only thing that's really like kind of frail on his team is that Salazzle. So I didn't feel like I necessarily needed any extreme speed pressure. Yeah. Moving along, East Coast Gastrodon, Earth Power. I went with Icy Wind as a little bit more speed control. Your standard Yawn and Protect. Gastrodon's just clutch and everything. Serena. Serena's I need to be doing a lot of damage this week while also denying priority moves. So Seed Bomb, U-Turn, Play Rough, and Terra Ground, Terra Blast. Like I said, Ground is super strong into Coach Lalo's team. So Terra Ground, Terra Blast. Play Rough is for the Murkrow. U-Turn is for the Bonnet as it's 4 times weak to bug type moves, and then I went with Seed Bomb over Trop Kick and any other moves just because I found there's a nice power between accuracy and power. Finally, Safety Goggles Gallade to help deal. This is going to be my Brute Bonnet answer with Psycho Cut, Sacred Sword, Knockoff, and X-Zor. Yeah, just double bug type moves to help deal with Brute Bonnet. Knockoff is always clutch, and then with Sharpness is just a free choice band, 1.5 for the slicing moves, which boots all 3 of those moves except Knockoff. So, just going into the Terra, Terra on a Dragonite is again just to help with Stomping Tantrum. Terra onto Gastrodon, Terra Ground, just to help boost the Earth Power, and then like I said, the Terra Ground, Terra Blast from Serena. The other 3 Terras are for the just type immunities. Ghost on my 2 fighting type weaknesses, so I can at least take 1 turn of being immune to a fighting type move. I realize that does make me a little bit weaker to Gholdengo, especially with Arcanine if it's not choice specs, because then it can just switch from Maker Rain to Shadow Ball. And then speaking about Shadow Ball is just, even with the cost, like I'd have to go Cassiterberry to, Cassiterberry to live a Shadow Ball from Gholdengo. But I just value the Safety Goggles a lot more because this just absolutely shuts down Spore and Rage Powder. So we're going with Terra Normal in case I need to take a Shadow Ball in front of a Gholdengo. Yeah, so I feel like I really prepped well for this week and everything. Coach Lalo going into this week is 0-3, but I still, I still respect the power of his team and everything. Still respect the top 3 mons. And yeah, let's hop right into the battle. All right, we're gonna get started into the battle here. We always go with the Cassiopeia music, and yeah, not GG's, excuse me. Good luck, have fun to Coach Lalo and the Los Angeles Travelers. Let's have a good hacks-free game. And yeah, my goal is not to go 2 weeks in a row losing to winless teams. So, we're just waiting for preparations to get set up here. And alright, so they've got Iron Hands, Gholdengo, Murkrow, Klefki, Brute Bonnet, and Salazzle. So, double Fake Out between the Iron Hands and the Salazzle, and double Prankster between the Murkrow and the Klefki. So I am liking Serena a lot. I am liking the Queenly Majesty. I think it's going to provide a lot of value here. I am scared of the Gholdengo Choice Specs Terra Steel Make It Rain because my only Steel Resist here is the Gastrodon. Chivalry cannot take a Terra Steel Mega Range, and I think Serena can. So I see how much priority is coming out. I'm like, alright, I want to lead Serena first. With then, I definitely know my 4. I don't want Dragonite here because again they don't have the Bruxus Colossal. And Qianpao could be good into the Goldango, Murkrow, and Brute Bonnet, but I like these other 4 better. So I lead my plan. I go with the original plan of Serena Gallade with Gastrodon and Hisuian Arcanine in the back. No picture. That's alright. Love my boy Mamo. And yeah, let's get into the battles. So, he leads off with Goldango and Murkrow. Very common standard lead in VGC, and I lead Serena and Gallade. I'm like, alright. So I am scared of the Tailwind, Terra Steel, and Specs Maker Ring. That's gonna do a lot of damage. That's gonna hurt. So I'm thinking about just what I want to do here. I like the Serena out here because of the Queenly Majesty. So we just show the attack right away. We go for the Terra Ground and the Terra Blast right into the Goldango. And I switch Gallade out to take this Make It Rain into Gastrodon because it's resisted. And as long as this is not like Terra Flying, I didn't see an Air Balloon, so this Terra Ground should go off. Out comes the Terra. And yeah, even if they switch into Brute Bonnet, like I don't think they're expecting the Terra Ground, Terra Blast. So out comes the Murkrow, or the Tailwind, as expected, so now got that for 2 turns. And he didn't Terra, just for straight up the Make It Rain though, the regular Make It Rain. And you can see the Assault Vest and just how well Gastrodon takes that. So this isn't a one-hit KO for Calcs. But that just tells me he's got a little bit of bulk into the defense or HP there. It should have gotten down to the red. Maybe if that's a low roll, that's fine. That just tells me the Goldango's just got a little roll. So I'm like, alright, he's got the Tailwind up. Now here comes the Haze to get rid of the stat drop. And just another Maker. So, I want to keep Serena around because I really value the Queenly Majesty and it's also my Terra. So, I switch into Gallade here because again, as long as it's not Terra Steel, I can take 1 Maker next to my EV Calcs. And again, so as long as if he doesn't go for the Terra Flying here, we're just gonna Earth Power. And that should be KO. So yeah, so out comes the Haze, as expected. And the Murkrow, or the Goldango fires off another Maker Rain. Chivalry takes that, thanks to them defensive EVs, or some special defensive EVs, and just Gastrodon, just a tank. Out comes the Earth Power, and I'm like, nice. Alright. The threat is gone. The Goldango was a huge threat to my team, and I just need it removed. So now that it's gone, I'm feeling a little bit better. Let's see what he switches out into here. Out comes the Brute Bonnet, which is what I prepared Gallade for, between the safety goggles and the X's. So I'm worried, I'm at 15 HP, so I'm worried about an offensive attack, just KOing my Gallade, but I have 2 in the back to still deal with Brute Bonnet. Between U-turn and Flare Blitz, so. And I just protect in case he wants to go Seed Bomb right into my Gastrodon, because that is 4 times. The Murkrow actually goes for the Sunny Day, and I'm like, wow, nice, good tech. Activates the Photosynthesis onto the Brute Bonnet. And now I am scared of just a damage attack coming out, but he actually goes for the Spore, so this was well prepped on our part with the safety goggles. And the X's were just a clean one-hit KO onto the Brute Bonnet, 4 times speed. I have a Brute Bonnet in another league, the CDL, and that's where I learned about the effectiveness of Bug-type moves into Brute Bonnet, because that's what everyone does in the mine. So I have to constantly be aware of U-turns, and that's specifically the only reason we're running X's on this. So good job, Gallade. You're doing much better this week. And out comes the Iron Hands. I'm like, alright, this is looking pretty good. So Gallade's just going to go down here. It's fine, I can accept that, even if he just fakes out. And I'm like, once this Iron Hands is asleep, we take out the Murkrow, and then it's a 1v3, 1v2 into the Iron Hands. And that's pretty confident with that. He's gonna Terra now, reveals Terra, most likely into the Iron Hands, and it's a Terra Grass, no standard. So that's good to find out, good to know for when I want to go with ground type moves into the Iron Hands. Goes for the Haze, expecting the Arcanine to switch in with the Intimidate, which is good, but I didn't want Arcanine to take the Drain Punch. So yeah, out comes the Drain Punch for the Blade. It's fine. Blade, you did your job. Thank you for your service. Having a much better week after last week. And you get the Yawn off, so next turn, this Iron Hands is going to sleep. I'm not too scared of it, especially because I'm above half HP now. Drain Punch is a 3-hit KO under this Gastrodon. And Tailwind peters out, so I'm like, alright, he's gonna get another Tailwind up. But I think I can deal with that and everything. So I'm just debating who I want to send out to here. I really don't want to send out Arcanine because I can't Terra Ghost to avoid the fighting type attack. So I just decided to send out Serena here. Wait for this Iron Hands to fall asleep next turn. And again, I like the Queenly Majesty from the Murkrow. So I'm just gonna go for the Play Rough. And the Icy Wind, just because it's super effective on both that Gale will speed control up as they go for the Tailwind here. But they actually go for the Quash, not realizing Serena's Queenly Majesty. And that's nice, we actually know all 4 moves now. Quash, Tailwind, Haze, and Sunny Day. No offensive moves. So Play Rough does a good amount of damage off, and Serena, like, thank you did your job as well. I'm very proud of you, Blade. This first game, you got a huge amount of damage off, and that's just valuable. Out comes the Icy Wind, and that actually picks up the KO on the Murkrow. I don't believe that crit mattered on the Murkrow, because it's super effective and it's already so low, but there's a possibility. Anyways, yeah, just East Coast, Gastrodon's just gonna sit there, heal up with his lefties, and this Iron Hands falls asleep now. So I'm feeling pretty good, especially because he didn't get the Tailwind up, and my last on is a Flare Blitz, Life Orb, Arcanine. Get the Intimidate off first, and he's set up the Sun for my Arcanine, so like a Flare Blitz plus an Icy Wind should be more than enough to take out this Terra Grass Iron Hands. And he actually forfeits, so that's game 1. I don't know exactly how forfeits work in this league regarding KO stats and everything, but yeah, I take game 1, 2-1, and I'm like, alright, better start than last week. Let's keep it up. And I'm just reflecting how I want to go into game 2. I don't think I want to change any of my mons. Again, because no Brux's Colossal, so I don't need Dragonite. And there just wasn't a I don't feel like there was anything I needed Qianpao over any of the 4 mons I brought. So I'm pretty content with the 4 mons I brought. And I'm just thinking about my orders now, because he's probably going to lead Goldango again, because the Goldango is just a huge threat to my team. And I almost picked my ladder team. The team 5 is my ladder team, Master Ball, just to help me practice my Qianpao Dragonite, my Qianpao Arcanine in Reg E. So yeah, so I'm thinking how I want to change my leads if I do. But actually, I think, yeah, I want to lead Gastrodon, so this way I don't have to waste a turn switching out into the Make It Rain. He's probably going to lead Goldango. So Gastrodon's on the first, and then I'm just debating who I want to put next to him. Again, I value Serena more, which is why Serena comes in the back. And I start with Gallade, because now that he sees the X-Scizor and the safety goggles, I don't know if Bonnet's coming. And then, yeah, Gallade just does massive damage. And as long as I have the Queenly Majesty in the back as well, I'm feeling good. And of course, Arcanine as well, just for the cleanup crew. So here we go into game 2. Good luck, have fun. May this be hacks-free as possible in this game. He leads out with the Goldango and the Klefki. I lead off East Coast and Shield-free. My Gallade and Gastrodon. So I'm like, alright. Interesting he didn't bring the Murkrow, brought the Klefki. I'm like, this Klefki's gonna set up screens, there's another Thunder Wave. And I'm not too worried if it sets up screens, because that's why I have the Psychic Fangs Arcanine in the back. So I just decide, I'm like, yeah, this Goldango is a threat, this Goldango's gotta go. And he's got a Terra if he wants to live this, or he's gotta switch out. Even if he can only get 1 screen up, because these are mixed attackers, Gallade's physical and Gastrodon's special. so we can't block both of their attacks with the Serene. And again, I'm just scared of the Terra Steel Make It Rain choice specs. If he switches out into Murkrow here, so the Earth Power doesn't go off, but I still get a knockoff off, so we can see whether it's Focus Sash, Mental Herb, or Violate, which would be huge. And out comes the Terra, so I'm starting to shake my pants a little bit because I know it's onto the Goldango, but it's Terra Water, and I'm like, okay, it's a defensive Terra. So I'm not going to knock it out this turn, but now I'm not as scared of Terra Steel Make It Rain. Goes for the Mystery Terrain, and I'm like, interesting, expecting the Yawn onto the lefty, which is fine. So, knockoff comes out, and it does confirm the Goldango is choice specs, but he actually goes for the Dazzling Gleam. So it does a good amount, super effective to shield 3, and Gastrodon just takes that like a champ. So yes, because it's Terra Water now, the knockoff plus crit power does not KO. But I'm feeling a little better, because it's not Terra Steel, so. I just fire, and I think, yeah, so now that he's set up the Misty Terrain, I don't think he really has any speed control. And I'm just looking like what he could switch into in the back. So he has double Dark type, so I don't want to go for the Psychic type moves, so that's why I go for the Sacred Sword. And he actually goes for the Thunder Wave while the Mystery Terrain is up. So that's an interesting play. The Sacred Sword comes off into the Goldango, and the Earth Power comes off, doing a good chunk of damage into that collector. So nice, awesome. And again, not only is Goldango gone now, but his Terra is also out, so I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling a lot better. And yeah, because that's just a huge threat out of the way, huge threat on. So in comes the Iron Hands. Fake Out's coming this way, and so I'm debating if I want to switch into the Serena with the Feeling Majesty. But I'm not too worried about it because I think something's still going to get major damage either way, no matter who he fakes out. Goes for the Light Screen, doesn't matter, I have the Psychic Fangs in the back. Chivalry goes for the Psycho Cut, and I'm shocked that's a one-hit KO, because then I see the crit and I'm like, oh. Because even if this is just like 4 HP, 4 defense, Iron Hands, it does at most 92%, so when I saw that crit, oh, that crit mattered. Gallade picks up the KO onto the Iron Hands, and Gastrodon picks up the KO with the crit power onto Klefki. So you two, yeah, just absolutely putting in the work. This was such a solid lead this game. Very, very proud of these two right now. Especially Glade, you're having a much better week than last week. I'm glad we could show you some redemption. Again, just you're more of an offensive threat. The Will-O-Wisp strategy just wasn't in play. So out comes Salazzle, no Bluebonnet. And I'm just like, alright, you don't want to take an Earth Power Psycho Cut, and you can only fake out one target. They actually end up forfeiting, so we take Game 2 4-1 and take the series 2-0. So GG's to Coach Lalo. It's a fun game and everything, yeah. Definitely Iron Hands and Goldango are really scary, especially next to that Murkrow. And I just thought I did prep well, and yeah, I'm very proud of my team this week, my 4 boys. Next week is week 5. We are back in the Scarlet Conference against Coach McNeasy with Cresselia, Thunder's Tea, Charizard, Excalibur, Breloom, Vaporeon, Gardevoir, Umbreon, Espeon, and a Alolan Trio. So 3-1. Yeah, catch you guys next week for that battle. Scubar, over and out.